Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is the second video here on the channel. The first video has not yet gotten many views, but that's to be expected. We'll keep our fingers crossed and hopefully something happens with this. Otherwise, I guess I'm just talking to whoever's listening out there. I've driven out here to this desert island. I'm outside. Hopefully we're not getting too much wind noise as I'm trying to record this. There are jets flying overhead. And there's some big things happening in the world right now. I heard that Syria has fallen, or at least the government of Assad has fallen. Now that touches a little bit close to home. I actually know some Syrian refugees. Well, sort of. Again, hopefully the wind isn't totally destroying our audio here, but because this is not meant for for the wind, it's meant for inside. But we'll hope for the best. As I was saying, I happen to know some Syrian refugees. Now, the person that I know was part of a group of friends who, when Assad had actually done some attacks on his own people, he and his friends, as part of the, what do they call it over there? The Crescent, it's not the Red Cross, it's the Red Crescent or whatever. The equivalent of that over there in that part of the world. They went in to try and help the people, and I guess that angered the government, so they were arrested. Now, his dad had worked for the government and managed to get him out of prison and helped him to get to the United States where he would be safe. And I believe later his mother and sister and different people joined him here. Unfortunately, I think they've gone back. I'm a little bit concerned about that. I know, I mean, I know them. They're not all that close to me, but I think about that, you know. They're back over there, and now the government has fallen. You hear about that in the news, and people are celebrating, but I'm sitting here thinking to myself, that means there's no government. That's probably not a good situation, if you know what I mean. It's probably a scary situation where there's no authority. That means anything could happen. I don't know. It's kind of frightening to think about. And we like to think that we're safe from that here, and how much is that wind actually coming through? I don't know. You see the professional level of this this production here. Zero level profession. Well, I don't know. You guys will have to tell me. What do you think? Is it looking any good, these videos? Can you actually hear what I'm saying, or is the wind absolutely destroying any possibility of this sounding good? I don't know. It's pretty cold out here too. Yeah, I probably should have thought of it. I thought enough to put on this coat. I thought enough for that. But beyond that, there wasn't a lot of thought except going out to the island. Because it's beautiful out here. I mean, as long as the bison that live on the island don't come around here and decide that they don't like me sitting on this bench. But, yeah, probably not going to happen. I don't see any of them around anyway. But this is a little bit disturbing. Some people are saying we're getting into World War III. Do you think? I don't know. Some people. It's interesting to consider how this might be looked at in the future. If somebody is looking back in a book about history and about this particular time in history, what are they going to say? Are they going to say that this was during World War III? Or is it going to be nothing? I mean, is the government in Russia going to collapse similar to what we've seen in Syria, and everything will just kind of move along? Or are they going to get desperate at that point if they see that they're about to collapse and start launching nukes? I don't know. I really don't. I wouldn't. It's a little bit alarming to think that we're reaching a point in history where we have to consider that. I guess in the future people will know. But for right now, we're kind of left guessing where this is going to lead. Is the United States going to be all right, left untouched, if this really does erupt into a World War III? They say at this very moment, Taiwan is being surrounded by Chinese warships. Of course, that always seems to be happening. There's bombers and things flying at Taiwan all the time. Hopefully we've had the foresight to get our technology out of there so that that's not a problem anymore. But I don't think that we've done that. Yeah, it's crazy times all around. For those of you who don't know, well, yeah, who would know? I lived in China for quite some time. I had a little business over there with my wife. My life, I thought, was going to be over there until COVID came along, and then everything changed. And now, you know, for years, I kept thinking like, okay, it's going to go back to normal. I'm going to go back over there and, you know, live my life. And, well, it just isn't. And this is alarming. I mean, if China did, well, you know what? I don't want to speculate too much. But it is kind of alarming to see these things happening. I would very much like for the world to go back to normal. But it just doesn't seem to be doing that. So, yeah. Just my thoughts as I'm sitting out here on this island, wondering, where are we going to be come 5 years from now? What is the world going to look like? I guess this brings the Qatar Turkey Pipeline back into the realm of possibility. I think that that's what the conflict, well, okay, some people say that that's what the conflict was all about. And, you know, you look at it and you say, okay, I'm starting to kind of get the picture here. The United States wanted to reduce the influence of Russia in Europe. So they wanted to build a pipeline from Iraq all the way through Turkey and Syria, and then Syria said no because Russia's their ally, and then suddenly a civil war erupts, and now their government has been toppled. What's going to happen? I don't imagine the situation being all that stable for them to be able to build a pipeline, but you never know. I guess maybe the United States will come in and say, well, now that this has happened, I mean, they're already doing airstrikes reportedly, and Israel is too, into Syria. So maybe they will come in and they'll kind of secure the area enough to build this pipeline so that they can destabilize Russia even further. Which, if they do that, I guess Russia's really, really in trouble, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I wish I had the answers. I don't, but I guess we'll know in time. Things just keep happening. I'll leave it at that. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.